All right, second attempt. Listen, if y'all like the video, like the video. Cause I know some of y'all just fucks with my content. So if y'all do, just go ahead and like it anyways. If you haven't seen the video and you wanna wait, go ahead. But hey, listen, please watch it all the way through. I'd appreciate it. There's no special thing that's gonna happen. I just appreciate it. Get my watch time up. Sub if you haven't subbed, but let's get into the video. All right, let's talk about what if Vegeta was the first to go Super Saiyan. Now, I see this video wasn't requested or anything. I just want to break away from the Minecraft thing. That's my main baby right now. Even though it's not cranking out a lot of views, I really like the way where I'm going with the story, and I know where I'm going for it. So I'm really liking that. But I want to, take a break from that so I don't burn myself out on that one. So I'm gonna try something I haven't done in a while. What if on Dragon Ball Z? What if Vegeta went Super Saiyan first? So I'm gonna change up some things. All right. First things first, we change it. Off rip, Raditz is a lot stronger than what he was in camp. Not by like leaps and bounds, but a good chunk stronger. This will play an important role. All right. And so we're gonna also say that Vegeta's more forgiving. That'll play into the sentiment later. And Vegeta has more of a sense of leadership, more of a sense of camaraderie, if that makes any sense. He's not willing to just dispose of his comrades. Now, anyone else can go to hell. But with his comrades, his saiyans, kind of on that sense, like he's more of a family man, for the lack of better words. But don't get me wrong, he still would maliciously blow up planets and stuff because it's what he's got to do. So, how we're going to do this, right, is we're going to change some of the things. We're going to say that Gohan had a flare-up when Raditz went to the island. And his power level for a brief moment spiked up. But Goku didn't notice it because he was already knocked down, and Raditz only noticed it when he was flying away, and the dude tried to scramble out of his hand. So I'm gonna say Gohan has a little more fight it. Don't worry, I'm not gonna inherently make him a fighter. I'm just gonna make him doper, okay? And I'm gonna justify why he still does what he does and why he fights more, but he won't be like big body with it, because that's not his character. That's never been his character. But we got something in the brewing with this story. So here we go. Now with the fight with the Raditz and stuff, he's already sent Gohan off because he's like, this dude has potential. And Vegeta came through with the quickness. He was like, hey, we got another Saiyan. Send him through. Yeah, go ahead. Send little homie through real quick for the one time. Yeah, bring him on. Come on. He's like, we'll meet him halfway. We'll see what little homie can do. Raditz said, all right, bet. Now, Raditz does resent Vegeta a little more canon because he's more tougher on Saiyans, but he also is like, yeah, because Vegeta still thinks he's hot shit, of course. But he's not a bad leader, but Raditz just doesn't like being under anyone's paws. So I'm going to say, and I know this is kind of like a plot, just peaky, but Toriyama has done a lot of buffoonery with his own story, so I think I can do a little bit. I'm going to say that Raditz low-key wants to overthrow Vegeta first, becomes a stronger Saiyan, and then overthrow Frieza. Just because Frieza killed his dad. And how does he know this? I'm going to just say that one of the dudes had a scouter on, and Raditz had a scouter, and he was plotting this from day one. Okay? Like, on some convenient plot point. Alright? But with that out of the way, this rough start out of the way, because it's still a little rocky, they're fighting, and Raditz is a little stronger, so he's dusting these people a little more, and he's smart with the sauce, right? And for whatever reason, when the special beam cannon hits, and it's actually going to be harder, but I'm going to say Goku was somehow able to muster it up, somehow enough mojo just to hold him long enough. But since he's stronger, he just said, goodbye, Kakarot. My Raditz voice. And so the second he sees this dude dying, he just and then that makes him think about his father. Even though that's not the noise he made when he was dying. And on top of that, for whatever reason, he just feels like an angel touched him and said, "Baby boy, why would you do that?" And then Raditz just fell down to the ground, tears flowing through his eyes, confused. Thinks about his father and just like him, I didn't care for him. And like this dude literally has like a psychological breakdown. But with that out of the way, after he comes back to, it's almost like he saw Kakarot fly off to the heavens and he's like, what have I done? No. I just wanted to get him. He just would. Just like him. I'm just like them. A picture of like a Vegeta looking all extra menacing with a Frieza in the background. And Nappa would be in the background too, but it would be Ghost Nappa, okay? And so that happens, and yeah. With that being said, though, he eventually helps the Z Warriors decide to train with him, even though they're reluctant. He's like, look, those guys make me look like chumps. And since Raditz is a little bit stronger, I'm going to say everyone else is a little bit stronger, but not by like leaps and bounds. All right? So we're gonna skip that. They do a little training. But the training, instead of Piccolo training with Raditz, with Gohan, it's Raditz. Boom. And then so all this is happening. Gohan's gonna get training from Vegeta. Goku's going to King Kai. So pretty much we got the aces in their places. All right. So with that being said, we got something here. Now we're gonna say we somewhere around the 6 month mark. I don't do like the quote unquote actual power levels per se, because it requires like a lot of planning, too much planning, and like I might want to change something in the spur of the moment. So I'll be very careful with that. But I'm gonna try to make this bad boy work. All right. So we got it to where Gohan is on this weird planet, alien planet, or Frieza planet, I presume. And he's not as sensitive and crybaby as he was, because I'm going to say that his dad was able to train with him a little bit. So he has somewhat of a backbone, but he still wants to go home. So Vegeta was like, all right, planet Cyberman, fold this, cool beans. So he folded the Cyberman. Even though he was raged and didn't really know what to do, he just like got really angry and folded it. And they're still the same power level. And then after that, he was like reluctant to do this. Throws a couple seeds down. If you can survive this, you'll be worthy to join our cause. Gohan's like, with his tear, I just want to go home. And by the way, when you're done here, that door will open. So then after, if he survives, air quotes, he'll be able to leave and get food and all that other stuff. But this is kind of like, basically, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, 6 months. Give or take. Oh, damn, that messes up with the content. All right, bro, look, it's going to be this simple. They're on a planet. This is somewhere around the 6 month mark. They're going to go head out to go to where the Earth is at. Doesn't matter how far it is. Just don't worry about the minor details. They get to Earth. Boom. All right. So now let's do this power level bull. Piccolo's gonna be a little bit higher than what he was. I'm not gonna say exact numbers or stuff. There's still not gonna be no match for them, mans, but they're actually gonna be strong enough because Raditz was there, so he was able to whip most of the people in shape and get people up to this level. Plus, Raditz was able to refine his techniques and stuff to the point where he was able to at least give Vegeta some trouble. Okay. And what I'm gonna justify is for like his extreme growth from being, doodle butter to that is one, Saiyans get super strong when training and stuff. Plus, Mans didn't actually know how to fight. He was just a brute, brawl. You know how to throw some punches and kicks. So if you took that with his already high power level for this given time in the series, and he actually learned how to throw some proper hands, I think he would have some expansion. When your brain don't work like it used to before. I think he's gonna have some really good growth. Okay. Plus, he has all these other people and all these masters to go with. Even though in the beginning they was reluctant to help, but he was like, "I apologize," blah blah blah. And Kami, since that he's telling the truth and all this stuff, and look through Piccolo's eyes, blah blah blah. Simon may come off rip. Yamcha says, "We're not doing." I don't know. I had this weird dream. He immediately sent out a super Kamehameha wave and just blows these all up. But he does it like a variation of his spirit ball and a Kamehameha. So it's like his own hybrid technique. And he just sends this wave out and just like kills all the Cybermen. Like he decapitates all of them. Nappa. Well, looks like we're gonna have some fun here. Yamcha, Krillin, all these dudes just, we're doing this. So they all get ready. So they just all go for Nappa. Meanwhile, Piccolo and Raditz fight. Looks at Vegeta. Vegeta's like, so you would choose to defy me? I've been wanting to kill your rich ass for a good minute. Excuse these voices though. This is the closest I can get. It's just alright. But anyways, he's like, I've been wanting to kill your ass. Vegeta, I've been sick of your arrogant attitude for the longest time. I've had enough. And he takes a stance. Piccolo doesn't really take a fighting stance. I would say it would mimic like a weird stance, but he would take a stance and then Piccolo would take a stance. You Saiyans or something else. And then the fight would begin. The rest of the crew is fighting Nappa while they're fighting Vegeta. Vegeta says he realizes he's getting pushed back a little bit. And I'm not gonna say, let me give a point of reference. 1800 Vegeta is right there, while Raditz is like 1600. I know this is kind of leaping it, but I feel like it's justified with some really good solid training and like with some people to bounce back off. And then I'm gonna say I feel like than Piccolo's power level, because I've seen people get stronger. We've seen it in the series, people get really, really stronger and stuff when they're training with a partner that's leagues above them. So I'm gonna say they was able to actually do some training, and I'm gonna justify this a step further to say that the reason that this was like so effective and so good was because Piccolo was able to focus on getting better versus on helping someone start. Since they already had a starting point, they were able to elevate. So let's say Piccolo is around the 5,000 mark. So he was able to the main reason why Raditz was able to get such a good boost is the fact is he was able to learn better techniques and better form and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that just helped him out immediately. He's never trained. He's only died and come back. So it was kind of like an untapped well, if you may. All right, enough with that. Let's get back into it. So Mans is fighting Vegeta, still getting thrashed. Piccolo's going in there, helping, giving some support. They're trying to fight him. Vegeta's still slaying them. On the other hand, with everyone's combined efforts and Vegeta without his warning, Krillin says, Destructo disc. There we go. I was going to say construction disc. Destruction disc. And Nappa realizes this, grabs Chaozu, charges some of his ki to like stun him, and then like throws him in front of the way, and then that blocks him. Tien gets enraged and like he starts like thrashing on Nappa temporarily, just due to the rage and stuff. And since he's human, and since of the rage, I'm gonna say that he got a couple of good licks, and then Raditz said, "Oh, I've had enough." And so he started folding. Chaozu's dead. He started folding Tien maliciously. And then he was about to go for an arm cut off. But then Krillin came in with a solar flare. Nappa was stunned. While this was happening, Yamcha came in with a Wolfang fist. He was like, I got this dude. And then so bashing his eye in. So Yamcha lost an eye and he's knocked unconscious. So now it's Krillin and Tien fighting Nappa. They get thrashed, maliciously folded. He's like, all right. Kicks the third eye freak or the third eye. He says, take this, you third eye bastard. Gave me a little trouble there for a second. Charges up a beam. I need to get back to helping Vegeta, so let me just... Before he could finish, he blinks, he's on the ground. He's like, huh? Wait, why am I bleeding? Goku has arrived while all this was happening. It took just long enough. And if you look back over to Raditz and Vegeta and Piccolo, they're both on the ground looking goofy. I'm gonna say, they were able to put up a fight, but not enough to compensate. Let's just put it there. Let's ignore the numbers here. So they're looking goofy. Goku pulls up and he's like, he folds Raditz. I mean, not Raditz. He's folding Nappa, almost like instantaneously. Then he like kicks him over to Vegeta, and then Vegeta didn't want to kill him, so he just like threw him out of the way. Just like he came and then deflect him off the way. But he said in like a cold but friendly manner, he was like, if you're not fit to fight, get off the battlefield. And I'm gonna say Goku didn't break his back; he just injured the dude, so temporarily he couldn't walk due to the impact of the Kaioken. On top of this, we gonna make it to where Goku didn't solely focus on the Kaioken. I mean, the Kaioken and Dividus focus, right? So I'm gonna say he actually focused a little bit more on learning a couple of other techniques, but mainly focused. He got the basics of other techniques, but he mainly focused on learning the Kaioken. So he's a lot more proficient when using it. With that being said, now we're gonna get into the fight with Vegeta and Goku. So this happens out in canon. Vegeta, dusting off his shoulder wounds. Finally, a real challenge has arrived. This fight's a lot more brutal and rough and hazardous than it was in canon. Okay. Then after Vegeta gets pushed back and gets folded back from a lot less damaged Goku, he uses his trump card, the Grade 8, and then this is where the fight changes. So they realize we need to cut man's tail, and Raditz realized he's got to make up for what he did. All right. So what he does is he decides to look up. Starts going stupid or crazy with it. He's not able to fully control it, but he's able to muster, because when he sees Goku, for some reason he sees his mom and Goku. So he did that or whatever, right? And boom, was able to gain some stability and some control with it. And then so he was able to start boxing with Vegeta or whatever, while Goku tried to charge up the energy for the Spirit Bomb. And since they were pretty much there the whole time, they just wasn't, on the level. Now they have a chance. Even though he's getting thrashed, he's still able to hold off Vegeta and keep him back for a moment. With that being said, Piccolo's off in the distance trying to get an angle, and he's like trying to cut the tail or whatever, but Vegeta realizes he's smart with this stuff. So he just and just kicks his dude and posh. And he's got Namek bits and juices all over his new freshly Frieza Air Forces and stuff. So he's looking goofy. It's like, damn. Then he drops Raditz. He just hit this dude with like a mean spit. Dude does like a somersault triple backflip. Flacked out on the ground. Dude get hit so hard he knocked back into base form. Alright. Then Krillin trying to hit him with that one thing. Dude sees this coming. He like puts a ungodly amount of ki into his hand. Not got ki, just a lot of ki, and he just sends that bad boy back. Krillin's like, he hit that supreme Omega dive, and then with the shockwave got pushed back. Tien was right next to him, so he got pushed back too. And Yajirobe said, "Nah, y'all got it. I'm gonna chill right here. Y'all was 100 times stronger than me, and y'all got folded, so y'all got it. I'm chilling." Goku looking goofy because like he's still trying to charge up the energy. Vegeta sees this and just shoots a mean beam over that dude's direction. So Goku's looking goofy, and plus he took a crap load of damage because he was getting folded. And then Vegeta's just looming over everyone. Insects, all of you. I'm gonna take care of all of y'all. He flies up ever so slowly. Charges a grape 8 Galaga. Says, "Goodbye to this wretched planet." That's where we'll leave it off. Vegeta in the air with a giant, supreme, Omega Log, big body, life ender Galaga. What will happen next? Will the Z Fighters survive this fight? Find out on the net. I'm done. There's been mess ups all day. I'm done. But if y'all liked it, well, if y'all made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you made it this far, like it, you know. Catch y'all later. Hopefully this gets views, because like I got so much planned for this story. I want to be looking goofy.